Hello neighbor, I'm Robert Burns, Vice President of the Louisiana Association of Professional Auctioneers. And as we have relayed before, we believe that the best way to deliver a continuing education is by showing you actual examples of things that transpire. Now, many of you may recall that some years back, during 2011, the LALB went through repeated exercises wherein they were laying to the law, they were laying to the wall a young lady named Kathleen Sue White for alleged non-payment of sales taxes. And you will see during the remainder of this video how they continue to press that issue. And I just casually said, well, gee, if there was an auctioneer who is being sued by the Department of Revenue, is that something the LALB would have interest in? And they said that they did. And so I provided it to them. I did not state who it entailed. It not supposed not make a difference, am I right? Well, once it was obtained, Mr. Marvin Henderson showed up, none too pleased that this had been disseminated out. And then Mr. Bordelon, former board member, former LALB member Greg Bordelon said, oh, well, you didn't tell me it was Marvin Henderson. Now you're going to see that little episode, but why am I coming to you now? Well, we are prepared to tell you that that lawsuit was filed in 2007. You'll hear Mr. Henderson say, I wish they'd come home, but they don't want to try me in Livingston Parish. Well, they're coming on. The trial is scheduled for the week of September the 15th. That is the week after I am shooting this video. You'll see the order. We have a link that you can click on that's been issued for the trial to take place the week of September 15th. Now, Reverend Phillips has authorized regular coverage of this trial for this sales tax lawsuit. So we will be bringing you daily updates as to how that trial is progressing. And then, more interestingly, as has been repeatedly said, once there's a judgment, then we can talk about license ramifications. And bear in mind, this firm that is being sued for alleged non-payment of sales taxes is JAH Enterprises. It's owned, along with his sister Janet Cagley, by Mr. Jeffrey Henderson, whom Governor Jindal, I apologize for that to former Governor Romer, whom Governor Jindal appointed to the LALB around May of 2013. So 6 years into a lawsuit where Governor Jindal has on the one hand Tim Barfield and company saying, you better pay your taxes. We say you haven't done so. But Governor Jindal says, let's put him on the LALB anyway. There again, Mr. Bobby, we have zero tolerance for corruption, Jindal. You place on a board somebody that you are suing for over $200,000 in taxes that you claim have not been paid that are owed. But yet, he sees fit to have him serving on the Auctioneer Licensing Board. So with that, I'll let you take a little stroll down memory lane and see what all transpired a little over 3 years ago. Actually, around 3 years ago. Enjoy seeing the rest of this video, and we look forward to bringing you updated coverage daily on just how this sales tax lawsuit progresses in 21st District Court. So thank you once again. Enjoy this remaining part of the video. This is Louisiana Association of Professional Auctioneers, LAPA, Vice President Robert Burns. Thank you so much.
Let me start with Kathleen Sue White, who is she's a individual licensing employee.
Yes.
White. There was a complaint filed a couple of years ago that Ms. White had not been paying her sales tax. I notified Mrs. Calcasieu Parish. I looked her up and I issued a subpoena to her to see if she was filing sales tax. Just, a standard, what we call market compliance subpoena, which she refused to accept, the certified mail. And on May 18th, since she doesn't take certified mail, I went ahead and mailed her a copy of the subpoena, regular mail, and asked her to respond within 15 days.
We can't suspend her license till she comes in front of us.
Well, that would be disciplinary action.
Yeah, that's what I would recommend.
although there's not a sales tax judgment against her, the parish apparently has come to the conclusion that she is in violation of sales tax laws. And I simply.
The question is, it's obvious she's not paying tax because Calhoun Parish has told us that. Why don't we send her a suspension letter of her license until she comes in front of us?
Well, evidently, where there's a little bit of smoke, there must be a forest fire burning on her down there.
Discussion, the public, you have a question for us, Mr. Burns?
Well, yes, I know that several times it's been referenced that Greg said things need to be reduced to a judgment. Is it appropriate when the state of Louisiana is suing a company for alleged sales tax underpayment that it at least be discussed by this board?
Technically, by law, the sales tax and sales tax collection is a financial privacy issue, which is the state sales tax will tell you. They are not going to give you any information about it. So
If they've sued them, it's a matter.
It's a lawsuit filed, you know about it.
Yes, civil suit,
Yeah,
correct?
Yes.
Civil.
yeah. The Department of Revenue is suing the company for collection of sales taxes. Is that something the board feels like it ought to at least be aware of?
I think so.
You do?
I feel so.
Okay.
I just wanted to make mention of some things that I understand at the last meeting, and I wasn't here, that Mr. Burns so ably passed out, or else sent it to all the board members, about a lawsuit that was filed against us in Livingston Parish. Really none of his business at all. But it's also none of the board's business, because you're not the revenue department. But to get them and shoot their mouth off about us owing $217,000 is totally ridiculous. About a lot of employment, a lot of money to a lot of people. But anyway, I'm not going to go around and toot my horn, and I'm not going to be looking at some peon that's going to try to criticize me that don't do anything in the world. I just want to let the board know that. Thank you very much. Appreciate all of you serving this festival. Thank you.
Subsequent email, I asked now, I didn't interrupt you one time. I asked Mr. Bordelon, I said, does anyone want to see an outstanding suit? Because I've heard Kathleen Sue White's name brought in here over and over and over again. That would be the case with Kathleen Sue White. Now, I hadn't heard a word about whether or not she's being come back in here. I noticed that was a hot topic last time and ain't even being brought up this time.
Why did you distribute it to everybody?
Because he said he wanted it.
I didn't say I wanted this particular deal. You asked me if I wanted to know about.
I asked you if there was a lawsuit. I got the video, Greg.
You did.
Yes, I said if there is a lawsuit.
Marvin Henderson.
Well, would it have mattered? Oh, all of a sudden it matters.
No, but I mean, I'm just saying, I didn't ask for Marvin Henderson's.
I didn't tell you who it was. Apparently now that you know who it was, I said if there is a lawsuit alleging unpaid sales taxes, would you want it? And you said you would.
Yeah, I did. I did say that. I deleted it, and I never told another person anything about it, including Mr. Henderson.
Yeah. Eileen, it's
That's correct.
suit filed in '07, and evidently they don't want to face court with us in Livingston Parish. I wish they'd come on.
Yeah.
But they don't want to face court with us in Livingston Parish because the first.
So may I ask, did you get satisfied with the Kathleen Sue White issue?
There's no judgment against Kathleen Sue White.
Well, last time there was a big push that we were going to bring her in here for Jan.
And it's not on the agenda, we can't discuss it.
That's what should have been addressed as part of her attorney investigative report, one would figure. You know, a big issue made of it last meeting, all of a sudden today.
It's not on the agenda, so we're not going to be able to talk about it. All right, so we're finished with Mr. Henderson. Thank you.